on another solo today. I don't do these often, so it's good to get out. A little bit of spring weather. It tempted me. Might get a little bit of rain this evening, but so far blue skies. They've done a bit of deforestation here, but it's dried out now, so the footpath is a little bit less boggy, which is amazing and ideal. I've gone for a really light setup today. Got the Helikon Tex Bergen, really handy. Got the Corinthia Defense 1, and yeah, just a roll mat. Got some burgers, some sausages for breakfast, and I'm going to do a little forage for freedom of tapping some birch trees. I just saw a muntjac, so I'm going to quieten down to see what we can see on the walk in. There's a fox right there, guys. That's one of the most beautiful things ever. A fox and a tiny little muntjac. One of the reasons I love spring so much. Although muntjac aren't just a spring animal, they can breed at any time of the year, so you can see they're young again at any time of the year, but still lovely to see. And sorry I didn't catch the fox for too much. Yeah, always hard to kind of get things on camera, especially where you think you're pointing. But yeah, let's see what else we can see. Gotta be done. Got my wash kit. There's loads and loads of birch twigs under here, which is really, really awesome. Means I don't have to go far from my firelighting materials. So I'll just brush all of these out. There's quite a lot of sweet chestnut spikes here from the nuts last year. So I'm just making sure none of those are here, because this mosquito net is a really good ground sheet, which is why I picked it. So the ground sheet and mosquito net comes with some tent pegs, which is really handy. Just going to peg out the corners and then lift the top up to that guy line or that central ridge that I've done underneath. Really handy for hanging things on. So that's all connected now. I just had to cinch up the top so that it gathered up a tiny little bit and gave it a bit more height, but that's fine, works an absolute treat. So there you are guys, pretty cozy little mosquito net. Will definitely keep all the bugs off me. It's coming to that kind of season where the ticks, biting bugs, flies are starting to wake up, and yeah, it's always annoying when you're covered in sweat and kind of humid and go to bed and you've got flies all biting and buzzing around you. So this should keep me protected, keeps me off the ground with this nice ground sheet, and I'm going to get the roll mat and the sleeping bag out and probably crack a tinny. So I've got my ridgeline pintail as a little pillow. I can go in there, and I'm going to zip this up so that no insects can get in, and I can just chill and relax now. So nice to be out on a little solo camp, no kind of time frames. I've got my little admin pouch that I showed you in my last episode just hanging up there. I've got my Corinthia Defence 1 sleeping bag. Is going to be quite a mild night. This is the Ozcam tarp that I've had for years and I absolutely love it. This little bug net really makes a big difference. Just means that there's not going to be any insects, so I'll let you know how it goes. I do have a bivvy bag just in case, but I think I'll pack that away. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to spending just a little bit of time out here with you guys. There's not going to be loads and loads of bushcraft today because the light's coming in, but in the morning I'll do a little bit of birch sap. In fact, I'm going to just test one right here now to see if there's a little bit of sap. So I've just got a nice silver birch here. I'm just going to do a small prick with my knife and just see if any sap starts to come. Might be too late already. That one's looking dry, guys. Might have missed it this year. So it looks like I've actually missed the birch sap. It's funny because a lot of these trees were only in bud a few days ago, and now the leaves have just started to open up. That vacuum's completely gone, so there's no sap rising. Well, there is, but it's fully up now. So miss that for the season, but still, it's another one to do. Definitely next year. I've done it loads, so at the end of this video I might put in a few little bits of footage of just how to do it in case you're interested. But yeah, I'm just going to chill now, crack open that beer that I said about, and yeah, think about getting the fire going very shortly, because I am getting a feed on and I want some burgers. So, I'm a little bit hungry. It's got to be done. Fruit shortcake biscuits. There's loads of oak windfall all around here at the moment, so that's really good because it means I can cook tonight's dinner on some hardwood. It means I don't have to use birch or pine, which means I'd have to do it in a pan. This way I can just do it straight over the coals on my little griddle pan. So that's going to be really tasty. I can't wait for that. And also, I wanted to use this opportunity to say a big thank you for everyone for participating in Forage for Freedom so far. I really appreciate all the posts. It's really, really cool. A little bit unfortunate that I just missed the sap rising by a few days. I'd literally pricked a tree the other day and it was still pumping, so I thought I could get away with it, but work prioritises at the moment, so I had to wait and save this video for just before the weekend, before Good Friday. Now I know a few of you guys are going to ask about this bag. It's a Helikon Tex Bergen. Comes with 3 pockets, and in here I've got my water bottle and stuff like that. And it's got, yeah, really good rigid back plate, and I've actually managed to carry everything I need in that. The only thing I had to put in here was actually just things like my jacket, my first aid kit, a few batteries and stuff for cameras, my camera, and a few other things like my beers, but I could have actually put them in the top. I just thought I don't want to stretch the bag. I've got to carry in some extra stuff anyway, so why not split it between 2 bags? And yeah, Helikon Tex, really impressed with their stuff. Very reasonable. Obviously I got this, they sent to me really kindly, and Del Boy Stanton got me this, so really appreciated. And yeah, absolutely loving them, so definitely go check them out. They're really, really handy and great for a little overnight stay. I'm feeling really cozy here now. I've got some burgers, sausages and some bread rolls in here. Burgers for tonight with some cheese already. And yeah, I'm probably not going to light the fire for a tiny little bit longer. Just let the light settle in. I'm enjoying seeing the occasional bird and deer. And yeah, it's really, really nice. So I'll catch up with you guys soon. I'm back to bare earth here, guys. It's like a good base of clay. And I'm only going to have a small fire tonight. So it's good, but all of this stuff is really kind of like a compost layer. So that's really good bare earth there, guys. Luckily there's all these birch twigs that I kind of scattered at the front earlier, which means half of my job of collecting kindling and the such is all done for me. So I'm just going to collect some of this birch bark off this tree, guys. So I've got quite a good amount of birch bark from that wind-fallen birch there. It is so nice to be out and have the fire going, guys. Oh, gonna cook up some food very shortly, but first I'm gonna get a brew on. So let me do that, and I'm gonna go in with a neck oil from Beavertown. Cheers. That is so well deserved. Campfire, tarp up, bug net for tonight, I'm spoilt, and a neck oil. It's just, yeah, perfect. So I've got my little trivet here, and I've got some nice coals going now, so I'm just gonna get on dinner because I'm pretty hungry. I've got some beef burgers and some already sliced cheese and some bread buns. Nice owl there. Yeah, I've got some beef burgers and I've oiled them already in this bag, so they should be good to go straight on. Ooh, lost a tiny bit of burger there. They're going to take a little while to cook because they're quite thick, but it should be absolutely beautiful when they are done. Maybe a little bit char grilled because the flame's kicking up under there, which isn't ideal. Back to coals. Burgers are coming on amazingly, proper barbecue style. So I'm probably going to put these one more time in a second and then put cheese on the top. I'm going to give these their last flip.
and swap them in position actually.
So burgers are all done, guys. I'm going to serve them straight up into these buns that I've just sliced up. Oh, these are going to be absolutely amazing. I've actually got some ketchup, some NATO ketchup in my little ration bag.
So there's the burgers, guys, absolutely amazing, and like I said, got some NATO ketchup. Nice. Cannot wait to dig into this. That is perfect. I'll see you soon. I'm just finishing that burger. Really nice. I love coming outside, just cooking, spending the night. It's really good. You should definitely try it. If you do, tag me or share it or something. I'd love to see it. Really comfortable little setup. This Oscam tarp is a bit smaller than, probably like 2.5 by 2. So yeah, really, it's versatile, but really cozy. I'm really think I'm gonna love this bug net as well, so I'm gonna probably crawl into that soon. I've got another beer to share with you guys before I do that, so once I finish this bit of burger I'll do that. But yeah, see you soon.
So quite a few people always comment on the flat cap and say Peaky Blinders and references. I haven't actually watched the series, Ellie's just been watching it. But yeah, I probably will start watching it. But I have a beer called Shelby. I'll bring you in a little bit closer.
I guess some Peaky Blinders fans might find this an interesting reference. So yeah, Shelby, brewed by Thornbridge, India Pale Ale, 5%, and it's the official beer of the TV series. So yeah, gonna sink into that.
That's not actually that bad. Perfect. It's been a really nice evening. I'm gonna enjoy listening to the owls and finish this and crawl into this. Gonna get a good night's sleep and get up nice and early tomorrow. Have a little explore around. So I've got all my bags and stuff in there now. And it's about time that I crawl in. That feels good to lay down.
I'm going to take off my boots, crawl in and hit the sack. I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. I'm going to go on a pretty early kind of walk, have a little forage around, see what I can find, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'll catch up with you guys then. Until then, I'll see you soon.
So good morning guys, it's an absolute smasher. There was such a beautiful sunrise this morning, the birds were going mad, and yeah, just really nice to be up. I've actually already had my boots on and gone for a little walk. I didn't film it because actually it's a little bit of an embarrassing situation.
So you might be thinking, what's an embarrassing situation? Well, actually I went for a little walk last night just around the kind of local area. Could hear some owls and I could hear some muntjac, and I actually left the camera back at base camp. I was only just doing a few minute recce, and when I got back I didn't realise, but this morning I realised that I didn't have my knife, so I just had an empty sheath, which, you know, that is the ultimate. You know, if I was in a survival situation there, I would have been screwed. I mean, I do have a small pocket legal carry knife, EDC kind of knife with me, the Boca Worldwide, so I've got a contingency plan. I wouldn't be absolutely knackered, but that's my main survival tool. I only had my ferro rod, which was still on the sheath. So yeah, then the sheer panic ensued of I was thinking, oh dear, I've left a knife in the woods. That's bad for nature, that's bad for other people, it's bad for me, it's bad for my pocket, etc. And obviously I love the Castron Woodsman. I've had that literally through my whole journey with Primal Nomad. Before that I was just on moorers, little condor bush laws and stuff like that. But yeah, that really drives the point home about knife and making sure you know where it is at all times. Obviously you've seen that I've now got mine. That is because when I went on a walk this morning I retraced my steps. I've always got this kind of thing in my head of making mental kind of landmarks, even when it's dark, kind of try and remember a tree or try and remember a branch. So I was walking around this morning and I'd done the loop that I'd walked last night, or what I thought was the loop that I'd walked, and I was kind of just stood at the edge of this kind of deer trail that I remember following, and I kind of hands on my hips and I thought, kind of looked up, said a little prayer, and kind of glanced down to the right, and I just see the orange kind of glow, yellow glow of this birch burl just on top of the sweet chestnut leaf litter. Not very easy to spot, but somehow my eye was just drawn to it. So yeah, really lucky, because you know I could have scattered it. Woodlands are notoriously hard to search, especially with leaf litter, branches, shrubs, new growth, all the greenery starting to pop up now. I'd kind of signed it off and thought, that's it, that's the end of Castron. I was ready to sit down and acknowledge my loss to you guys, but I'm really happy that I found it. And again, it just drives that point. Make sure you know where your knife is, because if you were out here, or if I was out here, I'd have really been screwed. So that's a big mistake by me, and I'm going to be making sure that my leather sheath is extra tight for it. So what I'll probably do when I get home is just actually soak the leather sheath in water and allow it to shrink around the knife, but I will obviously beforehand wrap the knife in some kind of cling film or something, just so that water doesn't ingress into this handle. But yeah, what a way to start a morning. I'm so thankful to have found that. So yeah, really happy about that. So this is exactly what I was on about. The buds are just starting to open up into leaves on the birch now. So I'm literally a day or two too late to get some birch sap, but I'm not too worried. It means the trees have a break this year. And I did harvest some birch bark, so I can't complain. It's literally so nice being out here this morning. The sun is just beaming through the canopy at the moment. There's not that many leaves on the oaks or the ash. It's really the birch, the maple, the pines obviously, their foliage, the holly, but it's just dappling straight through. It's absolutely glorious. Like I was just saying, the birch sap isn't running or isn't tappable at the moment. Maybe if you were drilling in you might get some. Obviously I was just doing it by a small cut or an incision. But nevertheless, I'm just having an absolutely beautiful morning. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to cook up some sausages and then I'm probably going to pack out and see what we can find. I spotted some polypore, birch polypore, and I'm actually, like I said before, on the hunt for some morels.
I'm not too hopeful because they're really elusive, but I'm going to go by some of my old camp spots and search, because they are renowned to love the ashes of hardwoods. So that might just be one place we can try and find them. So yeah, I'll see you over at the campfire, get some sausages on, and I'm looking forward to it. Oh, it's always so good to do a bit of admin in the morning. Got the sleeping bag just here airing out. It's beautiful. The sun is absolutely glorious today. I really enjoyed using the bug net. I was on a little bit of a hill, so I did start to slide down, so I had my bags on one side of me and I kind of used them as a stop, which worked really, really well. Looking forward to breakfast this morning. Probably just gonna chill for like half an hour, relax, enjoy the sunrise. It's still only about 7 o'clock, so it's getting there. It's up, but it's just starting to filter through, like I said earlier, illuminating all of the cobwebs throughout the forest, which is really cool. Dave Fryer's pouches that I picked up when I was with Tom have really been helping keeping me organised. Lovely woodpecker. In here I've actually got all of my stuff, like my survival neck knife and survival kit, my trowel for, let's say, if I need to dig a fire pit, dig a bathroom pit, anything like that. Got my camera batteries and a spare SD card. It's just really handy to have them in somewhere nice and safe, stands up, easily locatable, and doesn't take up too much space either. And talking about space, the Helikon Tex Bergen, despite its size, this has been an excellent day pack. Overnight pack, really, really handy. I've got my water, my Crusader cup in there. Everything fits in it really, really beautifully, and it's just nice and lightweight, and the back support is really handy. It just doesn't take up too much room in my sleeping area. If I had the Wii Sport, it would have been just that little bit much bigger. So yeah, for an overnight trip, this is absolutely perfect, and it kind of makes you think about packing a little bit more sensibly. Yesterday I just didn't bring things because I couldn't fit them in, and I didn't want to have my shoulder bag being really heavy, because if you overpack that, then you might as well have just had a bigger backpack and put the weight on your bag. You know, your shoulder gets really tired quickly, or at least mine does, especially when there's one strap pulling it down on top of your backpack, and then you've got a camera tripod. But nevertheless, really, really good bits of kit, and I'm looking forward to using it more in the future, to be honest. I've got my little rubbish bag just there with my 2 cans in from last night, and any other waste that I procured this morning I'll put in there. And I'm only keeping this fire really small today. I'm going to go get a few bits of broken oak branches and maybe some chestnut branches that has wind fallen, put that on the fire, and I'll get some sausages going. I've got the grill there as well. It's going to be banger. So there's my little example of what I keep in my little bag here. So this is just an example of a kind of
possibles pouch slash electronics that I all keep inside here. I do have a portable charger, but at the moment that's attached to my tripod. Got a double stuff, Spyderco double stuff, sharpening stone, and the case acts as a strop. Whistle, compass, ferro rod, field and steel splinter neck knife, pocket bellows, little flashlight here, shovel or trowel, spare batteries, memory card, and it all fits inside this lovely modular pack that's made out of nylon Cadora, handmade in England by Dave Fryers. Really nice. It just keeps all my admin nice and together. So my sausages got a little bit flattened, but I'm not too worried, or one of them did at least. Cannot beat sausages in the morning. So tasty. These are heck sausages, so they're really high percentage in actual pork meat. Just like my sausages, which I'll be doing my video very soon, I promise. It's always so nice barbecuing over stuff like oak, sweet chestnut. Gives such a lovely flavour. I always try to keep the flame down as well, because flame just burns everything too quickly and imparts like a soot onto the sausage. So I was doing that at first, but I just managed to spread the embers out, and yeah, really good. You don't want to be doing it on pine or birch, really. Birch is okay, just let the bark burn off first, because that holds the highest percentage of oil. There still is like oils in the wood, but yeah, especially with pine, it's basically creosote. If you listen to our podcast on the Woadsman, Joe Price explained that one as well. But yeah, just gives a really nasty taste to your food as well. Round two. Sausage number two, I'm going to let it cool down a little bit because it's absolutely scorching. But yeah, really tasty breakfast. So that was a really filling breakfast. I'm going to start striking camp very shortly, but it's been an absolute banger. Just can't recommend coming out and doing a solo camp enough. If you don't want to do solo camps, obviously don't go out with someone, but it just resets the mind. The sunrise is absolutely beautiful, and it was just nice to relax last night. I had absolutely no worries at all. So yeah, like I said, gonna strike camp. Really happy with my little setup. It was beautiful. All I'd do next time is find somewhere a little bit less on a slant, but it didn't bother me. And yeah, I'm sure it didn't bother you either. So I've got my waste here. I'm going to put this bag inside. I'm going to put this inside as well.
I was really comfortable in the bug net last night, and the foam mat did perfectly. An air mat obviously would have been really nice, but I'm still hunting for a really good one. I think I'm going to get the Alton good ones from New Zealand. And they also have a square bug net, or a rectangular one, which looks a bit better than this. Gives you more room at the edges, but this is absolutely perfect for now. And the ground sheet just means I don't have to bring a poncho, so it doubles up as that, and it's probably the same weight.
Water is king. I'm actually just using some sparkling water there, so that's not actually hot, but I just wanted to saturate the area. This is something I just bought just to drink with me, but yeah, also good to clean the hands.
So that's me done, guys. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Shame about the birch sap, but I'm not too worried. There's always next year, and I always love an excuse to come up to the woods in spring. So yeah, you guys stay safe, and until next time, I'll see you soon. There's a really nice forage for freedom, guys. Oxalis or wood sorrel. Now these leaves taste just like apple peel. Really beautiful. It's almost like a clover or the traditional kind of shamrock. If you chew them up, they've got really good sour, sharp taste, just like apple peel. I remember finding this for the first time in Grisdale Forest up in the Lake District when I was really young. My family took me up there. Always brings me back. Enjoy, guys, and keep doing that forage for freedom. It's so great for the head, and this trip has done me wonders. I just needed to come out here, reset, and it has done just that. Here's another forage for freedom, guys. Wild blueberry or Scandinavian blueberry. It's just starting to develop its fruit now, which is amazing, or its flowers.